The 2026 WNBA draft is definitely an interesting draft because it's a draft that doesn't feature a lot of number one options. It's a draft that is heavy role player. It's a draft that, just in my opinion, does not hit on a level for which you're going to walk away with a star. And when you draft in any particular sport, if you're drafted in the top 3 or top 5, you would hope, or at least you would expect, that the player you're drafting is a player that can be your franchise backbone for years to come. I mean, that's just the reality. That's how it works in the NBA. That's how it works in the NFL. That's how it works in Major League Baseball. You're looking for them. Baseball maybe a little bit less because there's so many layers to baseball, but definitely in the NBA and in the NFL. If you're a top 5 pick in the NFL, you're a star. You're supposed to be a star. And if you don't perform to that level, you're largely considered a bust. And in the NBA, it's very, very similar. In the WNBA, though, it's a little bit different. And and so when I look at this projected draft, and quite frankly, I am not a fan of the mock drafts that I've seen. I don't agree with most of them. And again, when I look at this draft and this first round projection, I see lots of role players. I don't see future stars. I don't see players who are going to, and so that is something that messes with me a bit. I hope you don't hear crying in the background because my child's crying upstairs, doesn't feel well. So he's with his mother right now, and I apologize if you do hear it. But this is a draft in which again I see lots of role players or virtual or unknowns. Like you don't know what you're getting from the European players. You have no idea. Now the projections have gone all over the place, and I'll jump in on those real quick. But welcome back once again to another edition of Her Game Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now the podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave your comments, hype the video. I appreciate that so very, very much. We're trying to do real deep dives into these conversations and shift maybe a little bit in how we approach the channel when it comes to women's basketball, because I'm not in the energy space for the nastiness. I don't have that in me. I'm not here to clown. I want to talk about the sport. And a lot of people get real defensive and bitter or triggered by certain things, but then even get triggered when I don't say anything negative. That's what makes it so ridiculous. When I talk about basketball specific, you still have a problem. So I'm going to keep doing what I do, but you'll notice that I'm going to be doing a lot more broad ranging topics when it comes to women's basketball. So looking at this draft, you have AZ Fudd, you got Olivia Miles, you got Lauren Betts, you got Flau'jae Johnson, you got Raven Johnson, you got Kiki Rice, you got Medina Oka, you got Tanaya Latson, Gabriela Jaquez, Marta Suarez, Yana Nipkins, etc., etc., etc. But when I look at all the different mock draft projections that I've seen, again, I see a lot of role players. Like if you ask me my opinion on every player that I name right here, AZ Fudd, role player. Lauren Betts is fringe. Flau'jae Johnson, role player. Raven Johnson, role player. Kiki Rice, role player. Medina Okot, role player. Gabriela Jaquez, role player. Tanaya Latson, could be, but more than likely, role player. Marta Suarez, role player. Yana Nipkins, role player. Angela Dugalich, role player. Charlie Ledger Walker, role player. Janiyah Barker, role player. Ashlyn Jackson, role player. Reagan Beers, role player. Yarden Garzon, role player. Justine Pizza, role player. Taina Mayer, role player. Roy Harmon, role player. Like this is now I'm going into the deep part of the second round now. Now, I didn't mention a few, and I didn't for a specific reason. Olivia Miles is not a role player. Olivia Miles can be the best player on her team and be the leader of her team. Doesn't mean they're going to win a championship. See, a lot of people will base things on if you win a championship. No, I base it on, can you be the best player on your team? Can you be the cornerstone to a franchise? And Olivia Miles is someone that I see as someone that can be the cornerstone to a franchise. She can be that best player on your team. She can be that lead dog on your team and be a good team. Again, does it mean you're going to win a championship? No, but there are a lot of players in WNBA that have still not won championship. For example, right now, Asia Wilson has won 3 rings as the lead dog. Kelsey Plum has won rings. Jackie Young has won rings. Chelsea Gray has won rings. But none of them have won rings as the lead dog. So Kelsey Plum to win a ring with LA would mean a lot because she'd be the lead dog. The New York Liberty, Sabrina Ionescu has never won a ring as the lead dog. In fact, she was horrific in the last game of that series that they won the championship in. Breanna Stewart has won a championship as a lead dog in Seattle, but she wasn't the lead dog in New York. Jonquel Jones was the lead dog. She was the MOP, the most valuable player of the finals. So you got players like this. I mean, heck, Nafisa Collier. Nafisa Collier may have won a whole lot in college, but Nafisa Collier has not won a WNBA championship yet. So does that lower her value as a star player in the league? No, not to me. It does not. So she has not been a WNBA champion yet. You look at another player like Alyssa Thomas, for example. Alyssa Thomas is a lead dog on her team. But again, another player who has never won a WNBA championship. So this league is filled with players who have never won at the highest level as the number one option. It is what it is. It's not saying something to diminish their skills or their ability. It's just a simple fact. And it's a terminology that's been used by Charles Barkley so often. He says, "Are you a bus driver? You're a bus rider." And he said he'd much rather not win and be a bus driver than be a bus rider who wins. Although he was willing to be a bus rider with Akeem Olajuwon at the end of his career, that championship definitely would not have had the same impact and meaning that it would have meant if he had won it in Phoenix or in Philly as the bus driver. I mean, you can go look going back to the Chicago Sky. They won in 2021. And we all know that, yes, Kyle Copper was very, very important in them winning. Candace Parker was more important in them winning because they were a 16-16 team that won the WNBA championship. But they got Candace Parker back just in time to handle business in the playoffs, right? You look at Seattle and Washington. Washington's best player that year was Elena Deladon. She was averaging 19 and a half points per game. So, but on that same team, you had Ariel Atkins, you had Natasha Cloud, and no one is mistaking Ariel Atkins or Natasha Cloud for Elena Deladon. So Elena Deladon's not even in the league anymore. So the point being is you got bus drivers, you got bus riders, you got first options, and yet you can still have a really good player and a franchise player and not win a championship. So again, when I view this, and I know I'm long-winded about it right now, when I view this, I look at the players that I think that I believe could be stars on legitimate contending teams. Again, doesn't mean they have to win a championship, but just be a contender, be one of the best teams. And this draft, I don't see a lot of it. I don't see it in Fudd. I don't see it in Rice. I don't see it in Flage. I don't see it in Raven. I don't see it in Nipkins, Olcott, Jaquez, Latson. Again, I'm on the fence on her. Suarez. I don't see it on any of these players. Olivia Miles, I see it for her. And she's going to probably get drafted by, at worst, number 3. That will be the lowest that Olivia Miles falls in this draft. That will be number 3 because she can be the point and be the team lead of the Seattle Storm immediately. Like, it'll be her team the day she walks in that building. Real shit. It's going to be her team. People can say Easy McMillan, they just re-signed her. No. Easy McMillan is a role player. She's a role player. She's a bus rider. 8.6 rebounds last year. That's a bus rider, man. Lauren Betts has the ability to be the star of a team, just like she was in college. She was the number 1 option. And in fact, when you go through this first round, again, there's only a few first options on their specific college team. Olivia Miles was one. AZ Fudd was not the number 1 option at UConn. Ever. So what makes you think that now she's going to go to a WNBA team and be the number 1 option? If the Dallas Wings insanely draft her number 1, she will not be the number 1 option ever. Now, as long as you're playing next to Paige Beckers, ever. It's a very bad decision if she gets taken number 1. Lauren Betts was the number 1 option at UCLA. Everyone knows it. Flage Johnson was not the number 1 option at LSU. No matter what my opinion was her skill-wise as a player, she was not the number 1 option. Not. I'm sure some LSU people will argue with me on that. She wasn't in her first 2 years. She might have become that in her 3rd year, but then not really. And then her last year, she was the second or third leading scorer. She wasn't the leading scorer. While Kim Mulkey wanted to give her the ball to make her look like the hero against Duke, she wasn't the number one option. She wasn't. She just wasn't. And again, if I have to ask the question who the number one option was, that means you don't really know who the number one option was. Raven Johnson was not the number one option at South Carolina. We all know this. Even her fans would agree that she was not the number one option. And number one option means scoring option, obviously, because you still need points to win in basketball. Kiki Rice, same thing. UCLA, we all know. Medina Okot, South Carolina, we all know. Gabriela Jaquez, UCLA, we all know. Tania Latson, she was a lead dog at Florida State. That is why I'm on the fence with her, because she was the lead dog on a successful team. My concern about her is that she's 5'8", not real big, and isn't the best shooter from the perimeter. I think for Tania Latson to have that chance to be that dog, to be that lead dog, I think she has to get a better jump shot. She has to get a better jump shot or play almost a reckless, fearless basketball like Kennedy Carter did. Could she do it? Maybe. But I think developing a perimeter jumper, a consistent perimeter, and when I say perimeter, I mean three-pointer. So she has the possibility. Marta Suarez, no. She was playing with Olivia Miles. Nipkins had that number one role at Utah, but that's playing with lesser players. When she goes to UCLA, I don't even know what option you would consider her on that team. Maybe the third option, maybe even the fourth option. I'm not sure. Or maybe you just had a roll of hitting jump shots. Again, Olivia Miles could be a lead dog, which brings us to the point of this video. And I know I long-winded the shit out of this one, but the player in this draft to me that has the largest potential upside to be that lead dog. And the reason I bring her up like this is she's being overlooked. She's being overlooked for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason might be. I really don't. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe it's she has had displays of attitude issue when she was at her prior school. Maybe it's she doesn't have the greatest perimeter jump shot. And I mean, she does bring resemblance to Madison Booker in terms of the perimeter jump shot, not the greatest perimeter jump shot. But Cotie McMahon for Ole Miss, previously at Ohio State, to me, is the player that has the ability to be the sleeper of this draft because she's not on anyone's draft board going in the top 10. No one on no draft board is Cotie McMahon projected top 10. Nobody. And that blows me away. It blows me away, actually. It really blows me away because I don't see how in the world a player who's been the number one option at her school for the last 2 years, whether it was Ohio State or Ole Miss, how she's not in anyone's top 10. In fact, I'm looking at one draft right here that doesn't even have her going in the first round. But she's been invited to New York for this damn draft tonight. So it blows me away. The girl averaged about 19 a game this past year at Ole Miss. And you don't have her going in the top 10. She is very underrated, very overlooked. And I mean, a player that I think has the ability to be a shocker, has the ability to be a player who can lead a team and be that number one option. Again, it doesn't make you mean you're a champion. It means that you can be that number one option and that team be good. That team is going to be good with her as a number one option. I think she's better than most of these players in this draft. If you're basing on ability and what she's done, real shit. How is she not a top 5 pick? Like how is this 6 foot strong physical guard not a top 5 pick? Someone's got to explain it to me. Someone has to explain this one to me because the more I look at it, the more it blows me away. The more I look at it, the more it blows me away that Cotie McMahon is being so outrageously ignored by every mock draft I've seen. Every one of them. I mean, I see her going between 11th and the second round. If that girl goes to the second round, I'm blown. I can't understand it. 19 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. She is a bull. She is a dog. She is an attacker. God, her slashing game is sick. She gets to the free throw line. Like, I don't know what you're watching. She is a tough motherfucker, man. And so she is a player I see as a top dog type player on her team. And yet all I see is her going later in the first round or early second round. But hey, Y'all let me know what you think about who do you think the sleeper is of this draft. Because when I look at all these other players, like I said, I think she's better than Bud, Rice, Jaquez, Flage, Raven, Nipkins. I think she's better than all of them. Hell, she's probably better than Latson right now, too. So y'all let me know. Y'all hit the like button, you subscribe, hype it, comment. I appreciate it. We'll be live at 7 o'clock. Make sure you're here, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great one. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Probably come on now, the podcast. Come on now.